So, anime movies. God, dude, it's so hard to explain how much love I have for this form of media in general. But today, I'm going to be trying to do exactly that. So, without further ado, cue the intro. Before I get into the type of anime movies that I personally like, I guess I should actually explain what anime is. Anime is a type of stylized Japanese animation that's usually separated into specific categories depending on the audience targeted. There's shonen movies, which are like your usually targeted towards young boys or kids. There's seinen. Anyways, there's seinen, which is like your more mature, more adult shows. And lastly, out of the popular categories, there's also shoujo, which is usually like your romance, slice of life, more mellow anime. Now that we've explained what anime is, I think it's time to go into my personal favorite genres of anime movies. Fantasy might just be one of my personal favorite genres of anime movies. I think it's because fantasies allow you to experience stories that are completely different from reality. It's cool to imagine yourself as a dragon-slaying protagonist with a legendary sword, or an anti-hero who's trying to save a dying world. A perfect example of a fantasy movie to me is Maquia, Where the Promised Flower Blooms, which coincidentally doesn't have either of the aforementioned things. From its beautiful visuals to its compelling story, Maquia really stands out as a fantasy movie. The movie follows a young girl who escapes an extremely traumatic event and tries to build a life separate from her past. Sadly, I can't go deeper into why I love Maquia without spoiling it, but despite me watching this movie 3 years ago, it still remains my favorite anime fantasy movie I've watched, and I can't recommend it to the people watching enough. While there are many coming-of-age films I would consider my favorite, I think the one that has influenced me the most is A Silent Voice. The movie follows Shoya, a 16-year-old boy who is suicidal due to decisions he made in his past, specifically his bullying of a girl in elementary school and the fallout that ensued. I think the reason this movie is so compelling is because it shows a guy trying to make amends for something he's done wrong and come to terms with his actions and their effects. In other words, it describes something we all have to do at some point in our lives. Again, I don't want to go into more detail for this movie, as I hope you'll watch it yourself, but this movie really is wonderful and it tackles some extremely compelling themes. Honestly, if you asked me why I like this genre, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you. However, I would be able to say that this genre makes me feel an emotion that none of the others seem to make me feel. There's just something about watching an extremely morose tale and connecting on a deep level with the characters involved. For this genre, the movie I'd recommend is I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas is an incredibly emotional, gripping story that follows a boy and a sick girl as they fall in love. This story really connected with me during quarantine, as I was especially feeling hopeless due to drifting away from friends and my social connections. This story gave me an anchor to latch onto and an outlet for all those emotions I was feeling. I won't go deeper into why I like this movie, because I truly believe that this movie is best experienced blind. However, I really recommend this movie, and I hope you go watch it after this video. Anime movies have given me so much, and I'll always be grateful I discovered them when I did. If you have a few hours to spare and you're bored, go check out some of these movies. I promise you, you won't regret it. If you got this far, thanks for watching. I'll be reading the comments, so make sure to leave some down below on what I can improve on. And thanks. This is Philo, signing off.